Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. This is Sassy Love Tarot. In today's reading, we will be asking Spirit all about what you should be focused on in the next 3 months. So the way this reading is gonna work is that I will be starting the reading off with an energy check to see where your energies are currently being drawn towards. And with that part of the reading, you'll be able to determine whether that specific group is for you or not. And once you have confirmed that your intuition has indeed led you to the right group, then we're gonna get into what you should be focused on in the next 3 months, what results you'll be able to achieve, and then we'll finish off with Spirit's guidance and or advice. If that all sounded good to you, then let's get through to each of your options. Option number 1 here corresponds to the Judgment card along with this piece of clear quartz point. Option number 2 here corresponds to the Moon card along with this piece of labradorite point. Option number 3 here corresponds to the Fool card along with this piece of citrine point. And option number 4 here corresponds to the High Priestess card along with this piece of lapis lazuli point. Now, as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. This is a timeless tarot reading, so whenever you click on this reading, then the reading is meant to find you at that specific point of time. Also, if you do feel drawn to multiple groups, just feel free to follow your intuition. It will always lead you to the right place. Once you have chosen your group or your groups, you can scroll down to the description box, click on the timestamps, and then you'll be fast forwarded to your readings. Now let's get right into it. Hey loves, if you have chosen the Judgment card along with this piece of clear quartz point, then this is going to be the reading for you. Welcome. Now, before we dive right into what exactly you should be focused on in the next 3 months, I have pre-shuffled some oracle cards, as you can see here. We're gonna start off with an energy check to see what your energies are currently being drawn towards. So you can also consider this part as a confirmation. If you do resonate with whatever is covered in this part of the reading, that means you have found the right group, and then you can keep on watching for the rest of the reading. Once we are done with these cards, I'm gonna dive into tarot to find out what exactly you should be focused on within the next 3 months, internally versus externally. And then we'll also be finding out the results you'll be able to get after you put in the efforts. So we'll also be checking internally versus externally. And last but not least, we'll be finishing off with Spirit's guidance and or advice. So if that all sounded good to you, let's get through to all of your oracle cards. Now let's see. So you guys got 2 of these astrology cards, even though my intention was to shuffle for 1. So we have solar eclipse with number 44 and the keyword revolution. Okay, powerful energy we're starting off with. And we have the fire element with number 37 and the keyword desire. Wow. Okay, these 2 cards, like the imagery and the color scheme already looks so similar. And there's a very, very powerful shift that I am sensing here. So, wow, like, seems like you all are up to something big, my dear group number 1s. Let's see. Okay, we've got, this card is Soothe with River. Am I receiving peace? Okay, so this is a shift. This is like a different energy here. And we have this card here that says relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And then you got 2 tea leaf cards with the crown. Honor and respect will come to you. And desk with pay attention to your work. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, first off, I do want to mention the signs that I am seeing here. In case you have any of these signs or placements in your birth chart, you can take that as a confirmation. So what I am seeing here is that the fire signs, my fire babies, you might have fire sign placements, or you might be a fire sign yourself. I am a fire sign baby, so I love that for you, with Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And what else? What else am I seeing here? With number 44 here, it is reminding me of the Emperor card. Was the number 4, and that's again Aries energy. And if we reduce the number 44, that gets us to 8, and that's the Strength card, which is again Leo energy. So a lot of fire energy. And again, like, you don't have to be a fire sign or have those placements for the energies to be present in your life. It might just be possible that there is like a really, really strong fiery start that's coming into your life. And then with the number 37 here, 37 reduces to 1, and that's the number of the Magician card. And the Magician, I believe, is associated with Gemini and Virgo. So you could have those signs as well. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get right into the meanings of these cards. So as I said earlier, this part of the reading is essentially checking on where your energies are being drawn towards. If you are kind of experiencing something similar, then that would be your confirmation that you have found the right group. So as I said, there seems to be a really strong fiery start that is currently present in your life. You might be experiencing a rebirth of some sort, because, well, all of you, my dear group number ones, you were drawn to the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is all about being reborn, like being resurrected, going through the judgment, having been through a period of lesson learning. Like, now you have arrived at a point where a decision needs to be made, where a new start is being ushered into your life. And with the solar eclipse, we literally have revolution here. So it's like something in your life is being revolutionized, and that's where your energies are being drawn towards. Like, this is a very, like, there's like a very strong, like, magnetic feeling. Like, you might be feeling pulled towards a new beginning of some sort, whether that is in your 3D reality or in something that's a little bit more spiritual or metaphysical. And this is something that you have very strong opinions about. This is something that you feel very passionate about with this fire element and desire here. Like, with desire, I can see that your sacral chakra is being activated. That is the center of our desire, of our creation. Like, you are really being drawn towards this thing that you would love to welcome into your life. That is what I'm seeing here. And there's like a very there's just a very, very strong pull of some sort. Like, it's almost like you're feeling hypnotized. Like, you're feeling so intrigued. You're feeling so enchanted by this thing. And you are just saying that, oh, I want this thing. I really, really need it in my life. And I need it to happen right now. because the solar eclipse and the fire element, with these two cards coming out together, like they're just there's like a very explosive feeling. It's instant attraction. Like it's almost giving a feeling of love at first sight, if I'm being completely honest. And I know that not all of you would be here for love, but I'm just gonna be completely honest. I do feel like if this is about another person, there is a really strong attraction. And I do think that attraction might be mutual. And there's a lot of like attraction on the physical level as well, if that's something that you are interested in, definitely. If love is not something that you're concerned about at the current moment, if you're not really looking into romance, then this could be literally about any other aspects in your life. This could be about your work. This could be about something that you do in your free time. Like, with the fire element here, like, I was reminded quite heavily of the fifth house energy. The fifth house is associated with Leo and the sun. It's like all about our hobbies, what we do with our free time, what we dedicate our energies to. And this could just be something that you have a really strong passion about. And yeah, like, I wonder what this is. I mean, it could be many different things for many different people, but the energy would remain the same. So let me know if you do resonate with this sense of like very explosive new beginning kind of energy. And there's also a feeling about shedding your old skins, like shedding the past, because there's also a message about the solar eclipse and the fire element being so groundbreaking to the point where it almost feels like your past is being burned away. Like, imagine a wildfire on the safari. It's like it's burning away all of these like old trees and leaves and grass so that new life can burst, so that new life can be grown again. It's that kind of energy. And I do feel like Spirit is coming in with a reminder with this Zeus card with the river, because I feel like some of you might be so engrossed in this fire and solar eclipse kind of like change and new beginning and getting excited. You're so engrossed in that energy to the point where you might be a little bit disconnected with what else is going on in your life. And with this river and Zeus, it's all about you being in tune with your intuition, you being in tune with your emotions. And there's something about like you potentially practicing meditation and mindfulness and just being really in the flow. Like, I do see that some of you might just be in the flow right now. Like, you're in a creative flow where you're just pumping out like pieces of art. That's what I'm hearing. And for others of you, again, this is that reminder that, hey, like, we know that this is very exciting for you, but don't forget to keep up with your meditation practice. Don't forget to keep up with your mindfulness, because otherwise this fire energy might actually burn you if you're not remain grounded, if you're not remaining grounded, if you're not remaining to be in touch with your inner self. So that's what I'm seeing here. And then there are also some other hints here by Spirit about what aspects in your life might be experiencing this particular transformation, this resurrection, and it could be about your relationships. Again, as I mentioned earlier, there was that love at first sight kind of energy. So if romantic relationships are something that you've been drawn towards, then this is that confirmation that you are being attracted to people who serve your higher good. You are being attracted to people who are an energetic match to you, my dear group number ones. And again, this doesn't have to be about romantic relationships. Like, this could be work relationships with your colleagues. This could be connections with your family, with your friends. Like, we do have desk. Pay attention to your work here. So if you have been kind of concerned about, say, a specific connection at work, your relationships with your boss, your relationships with your colleagues, this could be that confirmation that you've been seeking. And with honor and respect will come to you. I feel like this card goes really well with the relationships card as well. Like, whatever relationships we're talking about here, I do think Spirit is saying that you will be receiving honor and respect from the other party involved in this particular relationship, in this connection. And this could also be a general energy as well, like whether that's in your work, in your study, in your community, you will be receiving honor and respect. You will be receiving recognition from people around you. It's almost like you are gonna be crowned with something. Like, yeah, there's another interpretation that I forgot to mention. With the fire element, this reminds me of competitive spirits. Like, if you're signing up for a competition of some sort, if you're competing against the other people for something, this crown might be indicating that you'll be winning a prize, or at least through this competition, you will have shown others your capabilities and your talents, and you'll be receiving recognition and honor for your participation, whether you win a reward or not. And for some of you guys, I do see that you might be getting a reward of some kind with this crown here. This is very interesting. So I do think overall, like, your energies are flowing into a very positive place. Your entire being, like, your energies are currently being drawn towards a direction that's going to lead you down to a very new path, a very different chapter from what you have experienced so far. So that is what I'm seeing here, especially within the next 3 months, because that is the time frame that I intended to cover with this reading. So if that energy check resonated for you, then this is your group, and please keep on watching. Now that we're done with the energy check, I'm gonna start shuffling your tarot cards to figure out what exactly should you be focused on within the next 3 months. And I am going to separate out this answer into 2 parts. So we're gonna do internally what you should be focused on within the next 3 months, and then externally what you should be focused on. So let's give it a good shuffle. So Spirit, for my group number ones, what should my group number ones be focused on within the next 3 months internally? Internally within themselves, what should my group number ones be focused on in the next 3 months for their highest and best good? We have the Knight of Swords, and I'm gonna, oops. Well, I wanted to just do another card, but I guess we got two, so I'm gonna keep these two together as one energy. We have the Ace of Swords with the Nine of Swords reversed coming out together. So that's what you should be focused on internally. And then let's also shuffle for what you should be focused on externally. And once we have all your cards, we're gonna dive into deciphering what they are. Let's see. So what external things should my group number ones be focused on in the next 3 months for their highest and best good, please, Spirit? Oh, okay, well, I guess we got, wow. We got two cards together. We have Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. That's so beautiful. I'm so excited. Okay, cool. Now let's start off with the internal things, all right? It is so interesting because for the internal side of things, you've got all swords. And for the external side of things, you've got all cups. And that is, yeah, that just, that is very interesting to me. But okay, let's see. So internally, what you should be focused on, we have Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Swords reversed. I do think that you need to have a really honest conversation with yourself. My dear group number ones, like, you all just need to have a heart-to-heart within yourselves. Now that might sound a little bit weird, but essentially, if you have been kind of spending a lot of your time and effort and energy being focused on your external circumstances, I feel like Spirit is reminding you that maybe you haven't been completely honest with yourselves, with your thoughts. Because swords, this is like swords cards, they're all about our intelligence, our logic, our thoughts, like what our mind has been telling us, essentially. So there might be certain thinking patterns that are not serving you. With this Nine of Swords in reverse, it's like there might have been negative thoughts, there might have been like toxic thinking patterns that you have been struggling with that's holding you back. And Spirit is saying that with this Ace of Swords cards coming out together with this Nine of Swords in reverse, like, Spirit is saying that you need to let go of whatever thoughts that you've been having that are not serving you. Like, you need to really focus on this Ace of Swords because Ace of Swords, this is about clarity. Like, Ace of Swords is about a new beginning. And it is something that is very clearly presented, that's very clearly communicated. Like, there is a very strong message about communication. And I love how this is coming out as something that you should be focused on internally, because this communication might not be about, like, it could very well be about you being honest and assertive about your thoughts in front of other people. But before you do that, you have to be honest and assertive with yourself. Like, if you yourself have been having like clouded judgment, if your mind has been feeling kind of foggy, then there's no way for you to communicate clearly with other people, because you yourself, you don't even know what you want. And that is actually going to hold you back. That is actually going to hinder you from receiving the new blessings that are clearly coming in for you. Like, those negative thoughts and negative thinking patterns, they're gonna hold you back from receiving this new beginning. Like they're gonna hinder you. They're gonna stop you from learning from the past, because with the judgment card here, again, like there is a message about you guys having learned your lessons. You have gone through a lot of things in the past and you are consolidating all of those lessons. But the thing is, you need to be clear. Like you need to have clear thinking about where you're coming from and where you're going next. So for example, I just want to make this a little bit more specific. Since we do have relationships here, I just came up with an example about a romantic relationship. Let's say like you have been trying to find a person that you can connect with, right? But despite you wanting to find a person, you do not know what kind of person you actually want. Like, do you want them to be a kind person or a gentle person? Do you want them to be like super well educated? Do you want them to be funny? Or just, it's like you don't have a clear mental picture about what you actually want in a relationship, what you actually want in a potential partner. And because you yourself has been in the fog, essentially, you are not sending a clear enough message to the people around you or to the universe. You're not broadcasting a clear enough message, and that's why you haven't been successful in terms of finding the right person for you, because you yourself, you have no idea what is right, like what you would consider right for you. Or this could be about your career. Like you yourself have been confused about whether you want that promotion or not. Oh, like I might want this promotion because it gives me more money, but I'm also concerned about more hours or like more responsibilities that I can't really handle if I do get the promotion. Like, see, it's like there are like opposing forces fighting within you to the point where you cannot make a clear-cut decision, because like we do have time for decision as a keyword on this judgment card. And with the Knight of Swords, this is someone, like, look at this knight, like he's very determined. Like he's just like charging forward towards his goal and he's not hesitating. So I think internally you really should be focused on setting that goals, like setting yourselves up for success by setting a clear goal. Like in your mind, in your intelligence, you need to make that decision first before you can move towards it. And if this is applicable to your situation, then there's also a message about you communicating what exactly it is that you want with the relevant people, with that relevant person. Because both Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords, they are like these cards, they both really strongly indicate to me that there is a need for an honest conversation. Whether that's you sitting yourself down and having a conversation internally with yourself, or you sitting other people down and having that conversation with others. And I feel like there's also a message that you could try to talk things out with another person, or like just with someone that you trust. Like it is possible that you might get some inspirations, or you might be able to kind of untangle your thoughts by verbalizing them. At least that's something that has been working for me whenever I talk to some of my friends who are really knowledgeable about psychology. Like I would always be able to better decipher my own thoughts and feelings. And that's what you should be focused on within the next 3 months internally. Now let's see what you should be focused on externally. And we've got the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but I'm just really happy that these two cards showed up together. Like, they're so beautiful. There's such an exciting energy. Wow. Sorry, let me take a sip of water. Okay, let's dive in. So here, I see that in the next 3 months, you will be having a new beginning emotionally. Something is gonna make you really, really happy. And you should just focus on feeling happiness, feeling fulfilled, and cultivate that feeling with the people around you. I do think this Ten of Cups, like, this is like the ultimate happy ending card. So if you're asking about a relationship, then this is like the ultimate happy relationship card. And there's also like an element of surprise here. Like, whenever I see the Page of Cups, you see how this fish is like jumping out from the cup? There's always that nice element of pleasant surprise here. So I'm seeing that you might even be surprised about how much happiness, like how many blessings you are receiving within these next 3 months. And it's really, really beautiful. So I feel like the message here for you to focus on externally is just that go with whatever makes you happy. And I know that is easier said than done a lot of times, but I feel like this might be particularly applicable if you have been thinking about, say, like switching careers because your current job does not make you happy. Like, maybe you've just been miserable and now you have decided that you want a new beginning in your career and you're gonna take that step forward and completely switch to a different field. And I am seeing here with the Page of Cups, it's like there's gonna be a new beginning. You're gonna be a beginner because the page is the youngest out of the 4 court cards we have. And however, it's like you're gonna be feeling good about being this beginner. You're gonna be feeling in flow. It's like, see this river here? Like, you're gonna be, and we have like a river here on this card as well. It's like you're gonna just feel really good about yourselves, honestly. And your external circumstances, like, I feel like for you to be in alignment with this happiness, with this happy new beginning, that's gonna lead to emotional fulfillment, you just really have to follow what you love and what you're passionate about. Remember that 5th house energy that I was talking about earlier with the fire element? I do feel like you are being encouraged to focus on cultivating the thing that you love, the thing that you desire. Whether that's in a relationship or in your work or in your study or in like any aspect of your life, in your personal growth, in your development, whatever makes you feel good, that means it's a right path for you to follow. And within the next 3 months, you will be feeling extremely emotionally gratified for having followed your passion. I remember watching this video recently, and one of the comments really stood out to me. I think someone said something along the lines of, oh, if you're passionate about it, there's no way it's not going to work out. And that really, really struck me. So I do think that might be a message for some of you out there if you've been thinking about pursuing something that you love or pursuing someone that you really love, like in terms of like what you should be focused on externally, like yeah, there's gonna be a lot of happiness coming your way. Again, just, and also you're gonna be really at peace with what's happening. Like you're not gonna be in a chasing, needy, insecure energy anymore. Again, like emotionally, you're gonna feel very secure and grounded. You're just gonna be genuinely excited to see what this new chapter is all about. And you're not gonna be afraid of exploring what's new. Like a Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is like that really innocent sense of curiosity. And it's another thing just all of a sudden came up for me. With the Page of Cups, if you've been waiting for someone to say thank you or to express their gratitude to you, they might be coming forward to express their gratitude towards you in the next 3 months. Or if you've been waiting for an apology from someone, then I'm seeing that's coming in for you. Because Page of Cups sometimes would remind me of like gratitude or apologies. It's like someone coming forward to pour their heart out in front of you. Someone coming forward to express their feelings towards you. And this could be your energy as well. Like if you've been thinking about being vulnerable, being a little bit more vulnerable in front of other people, being more upfront with your feelings, I think this is encouragement that you can embody that innocent, almost childlike feeling, just being very upfront about what you're feeling, being very upfront about your emotions. And that's going to lead you to a very aligned place with your own emotions. That's going to lead you to fulfillment. So that's what you should be focused on externally within the next 3 months. Yeah, that's really, really beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna be getting some more cards to see what results you can expect if you are gonna focus on these things internally, externally, what results you'll be getting in the next 3 months. So with the internal focus, what results are we getting? Okay, we've got the Six of Swords. Very beautiful energy here. And I just love how we've got like a swords theme going on here. Like we got all swords cards. And how about externally? What results are we getting externally for my group number ones? With the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups, like what results are we getting? Please, Spirit, what results are we getting here with the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups? Okay, this is taking a minute to come out. So it might be something that's a work in. We have strength. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's just take a minute to absorb what's going on here and dive in. Now, first off, again, going back to your internal focus, I do think that if you were to focus on what we were saying earlier, like about having that honest conversation with yourself, with others, clearing up your mind and making that important decision, making sure you know exactly what you want, then we are sailing into smooth waters. We are leaving this like mental turbulence behind, and we are sailing into a period of time where there's going to be mental peace. We're going to be moving on to something that is clear, that is peaceful, that's tranquil. We're going to be embracing mental clarity. And with the Six of Swords, this card, like personally, I do sometimes interpret this as an honest conversation between two people, because 6 is a number that makes me think of balance and equal give and take. So I do feel like if that is something that you need to do within the next 3 months, like you're gonna be getting to a place where you can have that honest conversation with the audience intended, and you're gonna be able to reach a peaceful solution. And things are just gonna move on smoothly between you and that other party. Or this could just be about you, like your internal space being at peace, you having a clear head and being able to decide for yourself what you want moving forward. So that's what I'm seeing for your internal results. And then externally, we have the Strength card. So shout out to my fellow Leos out there. We've got a lot of fire energy in this reading. And we've got, I think, Leo popped up here, Leo popped up here. And now we have more Leo energy with the Strength card. We're literally talking about the Strength card earlier. So with the Strength card, I am thinking that, again, like you'll be achieving a sense of peace and contentment. And strength is a card that reminds me of really gentle, like a really gentle approach, a really gentle passion, like patient approach to something. Whether that's a relationship or your work or something else in your life, it's like you're just gonna be embodying this really like soothing and peaceful energy. See how this figure here, she's taming the lion with such a gentle hand. Like you're not going to be using a lot of force, but you will be very powerful. And you're going to be, again, feeling really good about yourselves. Because strength with Leo, like the Leo energy is the center stage, main character kind of energy. And you'll be embodying that. You're going to shine really bright, and you're not going to be afraid of showing your true self in front of other people. And you're going to do that in a very respectful and really gentle way as well. At the same time, with the Strength card, again, this is a personal interpretation, like something I've picked up from other readers as well. Like Strength card does remind me of like a soul connection, a soul union of some sort. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Well, if this is romantic, then I feel like this is an indication of soulmate union, like romantic soulmate union. But we also have platonic soulmates. It's like this could also be talking about your connection with the people that you're close to, who are around you, like your community, your support group, your friends, your family, whether that's biological or chosen. It's like you're just gonna be in harmony. And 8 is the number for infinity. Like, see this infinity symbol here. It's like you are really in flow with what the universe has planned for you. And you're going to be infinitely abundant. And when we talk about abundance, it's not just about material wealth. It's also about your emotional abundance, your emotional depth. Like I'm seeing a lot of emotional depth for you in the next 3 months. And for those of you who have been struggling with being patient, like waiting for a thing to come to fruition, I feel like you're gonna stop struggling with that when you're in the flow. Like when you're in the flow, you can literally bend time. Time and space, like these things, I do believe personally that they're malleable. And when you're in the flow, you'll feel like time just flies by. And you're not gonna be struggling with waiting for a text message from your person anymore, because you have such inner strength. You have such you're in such a peaceful, mindful state to the point where you're not worried about anything. You're just really, really focused on what you have in front of you. Like you really live in the moment. You're very connected with the present. That's what I'm seeing. Wow, such beautiful energies, and I feel soothed from your group's energy. I love that for you. Thank you so much for being here, my group number ones. Okay, so before we go, I did want to shuffle another oracle deck to see if Spirit has any additional guidance and or advice for you. So let's get right into it. Now, Spirit, for my dear group number ones. Oh, wow. Okay, that came out strong. Let's see what Spirit has. We actually have 4 cards that fell off together. I'm just gonna take all of them. So we have surrender to passion. Okay. Definitely reiterating the messages that we've been channeling earlier. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. I love this energy. I love when we have synchronicities like this. Like I love when we're talking about passions throughout your entire reading, and now we have surrender to passion. Like literally, what else do I need to explain here, right? It's very, very evident. We have surrender to effortlessness. Love that for you. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. See, we have river here. Like, I just love it. I love it when Spirit does that. Okay. And we have surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Yeah, there is definitely a message about being patient, being with the divine timing with the strength card. Like we were kind of talking about this earlier, right? Like when you're in flow, you're not going to be struggling with patience anymore. So I do feel like there is a message about your patience. And it can't be forced. Like you can't force someone to be patient. It's something that you have to work on. And we have surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Okay, well, again, I do think that the river card here, let me see if my nails would allow me to pick it up. Okay, well, I did pick it up. See, like with the river card here, am I receiving peace? I feel like that's a question that Spirit is saying that you should be asking yourselves. With this surrender to non-action, are you receiving peace today? If not, if you feel like you cannot surrender to non-action, then maybe it's time for you to pick up that meditation practice, to pick up the mindful practice, and really feel yourself in that flow of the river. So I believe those are all the messages that I have for you today, my dear group number ones. Thank you so much for being here, for watching this video, for listening to the reading. I feel so incredibly honored having been able to channel these messages for you, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful that you've been willing to share your energies with me. If you did resonate with the reading, I would really appreciate a like or a subscribe. Please do subscribe to this channel if so that you will never miss a reading that I upload in the future. And please, if you are comfortable sharing a little bit more, then leave a comment down below. I would love to see your comment, see how the reading resonated for you. And if you have any particular reading topics that you would love to see more of on this channel, please feel free to leave those suggestions down below in the comment section as well. I am sending you so much love and support. And whenever or wherever you're watching this, I wish you all the best. I wish you the best, most fulfilling life journey. And I hope to see you again very, very soon in the next reading. Bye-bye! Hey loves, if you have chosen the moon card along with this piece of labradorite point, then this is going to be the reading for you. Welcome. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to start off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards to get a general sense of where your energies are being pulled towards. So consider this as an energy check and a confirmation for you. If you do resonate with this part of the reading, then that means you have found the right group, and then you can keep on watching for what exactly you should be focused on in the next 3 months. And I'll be pulling some tarot cards to figure out what you should be focused on internally versus externally. And then we'll also be asking Spirit about what results you'll be getting based on those focuses. And last but not least, we'll be finishing off the reading with some guidance and advice from Spirit. So if that all sounded good to you, let's get through to your oracle cards. Now, first off, we have the Sun. Interesting. This is the number 1 card with the keyword Spirit. I love how you were drawn to the Moon card and now you've got the Sun. So yin and yang, balanced, feminine and masculine, union sort of energy. Let's see. We have sweeten with honeybee. What is mine to share? Okay. We've got acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And last but not least, we've got some tea leaves. We have clouds, temporary problems, and feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. Very interesting. Okay, so before we start, let me just quickly go through the signs that I am seeing so that if some of you need that confirmation, you can get it right away. So with the Sun here, there's Leo energy present, some fiery energy. Shout out to my fellow Leo babies. And with the Moon card that y'all were drawn to, this reminds me of the Cancer energy. Or this could be indicative of that the Cancer season, the Leo season. So essentially, if you are residing in the Northern Hemisphere, then that would be the summer month from June to August. Those months might be significant. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, then that would be the winter month. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's get right into the meanings of your cards. So, I do feel quite, I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes that you might not be fully aware of, or like it's like you have this feeling that something's going on behind the scene that you're not familiar, that you're not fully grasping with this Moon card being here. We have mysterious, anxious, fearful, imaginative value, illusory, and lost. Yeah, so there's like your intuition is being heightened, and it almost feels like you know intuitively that you're not seeing the full picture of something, and you're confused about something. Or this could also be saying that because my attention's being drawn to the clouds and the feather here, along with the moon card that y'all were drawn to when you were choosing your piles. Perhaps there could be a person in your life that you're trying to decide whether you can trust them or not. Like you're trying to determine whether you can share your secrets or share your vulnerability with that person. And there's a nagging feeling. There might be a gut feeling telling you that, oh no, like it's not, maybe we shouldn't do that. And that might be a message from your higher self as well. Interesting. But other than that, what I'm getting is that you, my dear group number 2s, y'all might have been a busy bees for quite some time, or you might be entering into a period of time where you will be quite busy and you will be trying to create or to produce something with this honeybee energy right in the middle. And I feel like this might be a collective effort, like you're working as part of a collective. But at the same time, you're also being singled out with some specific responsibilities. Like it could be a group project of some sort, or just a collaborative effort where your work will be featured front and center. With this sun energy here, it's like I'm really seeing you shining bright and letting your light out. Like think about the sun as a planet. It does not discriminate. It just gives off the warmth, the light, the heat. And it just freely gives it off to everybody. And I feel like you are, currently your energies are being drawn towards that direction, like where you're gonna be front and center at something. Like you might be on stage, you might be, you might be sharing something. That's what I'm sensing. It's like see here, it says, what is mine to share? You'll be sharing the results of your work. Like you might be, say, like giving a speech or a presentation, a performance of some sort. You'll be seen. And you feel drawn to let your light shine brightly in front of others. And there is, and in that case, I feel like there's also an underlying energy of you being a little bit insecure about you being almost timid about this opportunity to really present yourself in front of other people with this moon card being present. Like, the energy that I'm feeling is almost like, oh, I want this to be over soon. Like, I just want to get this done. Like, it could be something big that's coming up for you, and you appreciate the opportunity, but at the same time, you're really hoping that, oh, like, I just want to get it done. I want to really just reach the end of that tunnel and emerge from the other end of it. With these clouds too, temporary problems. Yeah, like there is a there's a sense of like almost urgency. So an example that I can think of is just say like, oh, you have been given an opportunity to give a presentation at your school in front of like 500 people about this project that you've done really, really well. And obviously you're going to be very happy, like you're very flattered by the opportunity, but at the same time you're just like, oh my gosh, like I wish this is over, like I wish this was like I wish I was done with the presentation, because you're so nervous and you're almost a little bit insecure about your ability of delivering a great performance in front of everybody. Like you're feeling pressured a little. There's a pressure kind of mounting behind the scene as well. Like you might still be in preparation stage. Like with this moon card that you were drawn to and then the sun coming out afterwards, it's almost like, oh, you're still being kept in the dark, or this is something that's still like not everybody's been let in on it. Not everybody knows. Maybe just a small group of people, maybe only you know about this thing that's gonna be coming up where you will be seen with the sun card. It's like we're still at nighttime, like we're still preparing for the dawn. But your energies are drawn to, like you're like already experiencing this energy. And with this acceptance card, I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. It almost seems like acceptance is a very positive thing. Like when you are at peace, when you are accepting something that you cannot change, it actually neutralizes the negative emotional charges that we store in our bodies. And that's a good thing. But I am somehow getting that there's resignation almost. There's something that you're almost resigned about, that you're like, oh, there's no other way. I have to get through this. I have to do it. I have to accept. And yeah, heavy energies. Like a little bit. This is quite different from group number 1. This is heavy energy. Despite the fact that we have the sun, which is like a very positive, vibrant, energetic card, for some reason, like my attention is just being drawn to like this side of the cards, where we've got like temporary problems, we've got things that I cannot change, we've got someone who's undependable and insincere. Like maybe that's you as well. I feel like this might be your group's energy. Like perhaps you are not seeing this. You're not seeing the shining, the light. And you're focused on this. You're focused on the illusion. You're focused on the fear. And you're letting your imaginations run wild. Like you're creating all of these imaginative scenarios where you've got problem after problem after problem that you need to solve. And you're feeling, honestly, you might be feeling a little bit helpless. As in, oh, I cannot help the situation, I cannot change the situation, and that's why I have to learn to accept. Like this acceptance, like for some reason, usually I would not read this card this way, but for your group, like I'm really feeling like there is a reluctance to accept. Like there's like it's not coming from a place where you're at peace. It's more coming from a place of, again, resignation, frustration. Like, oh, things cannot be helped. Things cannot be changed. And I have to go through with it. I have to push through. I have to accept. And yet, the universe is trying to almost like enlighten you on seeing the bright side of things, seeing the sun, seeing how you can, I'm hearing sweetening the deal for some reason. Maybe there could be like a deal of some sort that you're involved in. What is yours to share? Like, you have whatever it is that you want, you already have it, but you're not seeing it for some of you. Or at least you already have the potential of making it a reality, but you're not seeing it. You're seeing the clouds. And this someone you know is undependable and insincere. I almost feel like obviously for some of you, this might be a warning or a caution message about someone literally around you, but I feel like for a number of you, this could really be talking about you. Like, you are being undependable for yourself. Not like you're being undependable, it's like you assume that you cannot do something. You assume that you're gonna fail at something. Like, you have this insecurity and you feel like, oh, I might not be able to do this. But you have to put up a front in front of other people. Like, you have to pretend to, like, I'm hearing fake it till you make it. Like, you might have to fake confidence in front of other people, but inside, you're not feeling like the sun. You're feeling like the illusory, like the moon that's being surrounded and covered by clouds. Yeah. Okay. But I do think that's a heavier energy, to be honest. But, well, if it does resonate, then this means that you have found the right group for you. Keep on listening. I'm gonna be starting to shuffle your tarot cards, and let's just figure out what you should be focused on within the next 3 months, internally and externally. Yeah, I do think there is a potential for the situation to change, though. Like, otherwise you wouldn't be here watching this video. Like, you want things to change, right? So let's see, Spirit, for my group number 2s, what should they be focused on internally in the next 3 months? For their highest and best good, what should they be focused on internally within the next 3 months? Oops. Okay, yeah, we have the 7 of Swords being reversed. Okay, coming clean about something, stop self-deception. Let's get another card. So internally, what my group number 2s should be focused on in the next 3 months, we have the 5 of Swords. Wow, okay. Interesting. So group number 1 also got all Swords cards for the internal focus. But let's also figure out your external focus. I'm just gonna shuffle the cards and then we'll dive in. Let's see. So externally, what should my group number 2s be focused on in the next 3 months for their highest and best good? Please, Spirit, what should my group number 2s be focused on for their highest and best good externally in the next 3 months? We have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, again, there's that message about being patient. Group 1 got a message about being patient as well, but it's very different energy. And we have another number 7 card. Okay, 7 of Wands. Wow. All right. Yeah, definitely. We're dealing with some challenges here. My group number 2 is not gonna lie. Okay, cool. Now, let's see. you got 3 number 7 cards. You got 7 of Swords for your internal focus. You got 7 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands for your external focus. Gosh, not gonna lie, but like number 7 for me personally, I read number 7 as the need to overcome certain challenges. Like number 7 makes me think of challenges. But also, if you think about number 7 in tarot, number 7, the number 7 card is the Chariot, right? And the Chariot is all about balancing 2 opposing forces, balancing yin and yang. Usually, like in that imagery of the Chariot, if you're familiar with the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, you see a chariot being pulled forward by 2 creatures, one black, one white, and they're heading towards the same direction. That's how the chariot can then move forward. So I do think that there is a need for you to balance, like whatever this is, like you need to balance your inner yin and yang. With this moon and the sun coming out, like earlier I was kind of getting a sense that, oh, there might be a need for us to balance yin and yang, balance that divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And with 3 number 7s being present here, I do think for the next 3 months, for this upcoming chapter, you would need that. You would need to balance your yin and yang. And again, like when we are talking about divine feminine, divine masculine here, like I just want to reiterate, we're not talking about biological sex or gender expression. We're talking about every single human being here on this earth. We all have yin energy and yang energy. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine within every single one of us. And I do feel like you might be letting your you might be in kind of an imbalanced state, and that's why you were more focused on seeing the problems instead of your ability to solve the problems, my dear group number 2s. And it's a difficult place to be at, like, to be honest. So, okay, like going back to your cards here, for your internal focus, with the 7 of Swords in reverse and the 5 of Swords in the upright, I'm feeling like your brain, like your mind is not exactly helping you right now, because with Swords cards, these cards are associated with our intelligence, with our mind, with our thoughts. And I do feel like your thoughts are not being your friends right now, my dear group number 2s. Sometimes you might be letting negative self-talk and like I'm hearing like spiraling, like you could be spiraling into this endless black hole of negative thinking. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you need to stop deceiving yourself. You need to stop lying to yourselves. Or another message that just came through was that if this is about a situation that involves another person, it's like you might have been disappointed in someone or something. I don't want to assume what's happening in your life, but the message that I'm getting now, it's like you need to really get down to business and see things for what they are, because you might not have been wanting to admit to yourself out of ego or out of fear of being hurt. Like you might be trying to convince yourself that things are not the way they are. Like you're trying to lie, like you're trying to lie to yourself, and that's not helping the situation. And you need to get out of that energy. Like in the next 3 months, you need to focus on getting out of this self-deception energy. I don't think, at least for the majority of you, I don't feel like this is an energy where you're trying to trick other people. I really feel like this is more of some of you trying to okay, this might sound a little bit harsh, but maybe some of you have been trying to like see things through a rose-tinted glasses, see things through filters, and Spirit is saying that in the next 3 months, you all just need to take off your rose-tinted glasses. You all need to stop using your filters and just face the hard truth. Face the fact. And it's going to cause some sort of disappointment or disillusion, but that's what's needed. And I think it's interesting that we've got the Five of Swords as an internal focus, because see on this card, on the imagery, we have multiple people. And I do feel like you need to let go of something. 5 is a number of change. And you're on the precipice of experiencing a change if the change has not already happened. I do feel like Spirit is saying that you need to let these people go. Like you need to let go of something or someone that's no longer serving you. And instead of trying to deceive yourselves, instead of trying to avoid conflicts, you need to be okay with sometimes being a bit more assertive. Like you might have been stopping yourself from taking assertive actions. And within the next 3 months, your internal focus should be on building that internal, I guess, tolerance, or just making sure you yourself will be okay with whatever boundaries there are. Like you need to be okay with putting out boundaries before you can actually put that into actions. And that's why it's an inner focus. Like everything we do start from an idea, right? Like we have to have the idea of doing something before we actually do it. So I do think that it's gonna be focused more, like this change here, it's gonna be focused more on your thinking pattern, on your way of thinking. And yeah, and see like these clouds in the sky, like we have clouds here and it's temporary problems. I do think whatever energy this is, like it's going to be temporary. It's not gonna be something that will impact you in the long run. But within the next 3 months, like this thing is here to stay. Like you have to get through, like you have to get, the only way out is through. That's what was coming to me. The only way out is through. And I do think you know that, like you yourselves, you all know that. And that's why this acceptance is here. Like you already accepting the fact that the only way out is through. You might just not have arrived at the place where you're at peace with this acceptance. And then in terms of your external focus, we have got the 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. And I do think, again, like whenever I see the 7 of Pentacles, I think about someone being patient. And your patience will be tested my dear group number 2s, your patience will be tested in the next 3 months by your external circumstances. You might have been working towards something and you're waiting for your flowers to bloom, and I see some more waiting down the line in the next 3 months. With this honeybee, like whatever honey you're making, it will gain you recognition with the sun, but it's going to take time with the 7 of Pentacles. I see that Spirit is saying that in the next 3 months, being focused on putting out consistent effort is important. Being patient is important. And just essentially, again, like accepting that divine timing is not a date on a calendar that you can pinpoint is extremely important. And I know that's very frustrating. Like personally, I do not like getting this sort of messages. If this were my reading, like I would just be like, oh my gosh, not again. Like, just don't y'all tell me to be patient again. Because I'm a Leo with an Aries moon, and like patience, that's just the last thing I want to practice, honestly. And if you're a fire sign, I do feel like you might resonate with that. But the thing is, here we have really clear indication that in the next 3 months, your patience will be tested. But also, a good thing is that your garden will be blooming. Like, that's for sure. Your garden is growing. That's for sure. It's just that you might not arrive at that stage where you can reap the full reward. You might not be there yet. Like, there's still some last hurdles that you need to overcome with the 7 of Wands energy here. See this person trying to fight off all of these opposing forces. So, not gonna lie, there might be challenges that you need to overcome in the next 3 months. And those challenges are gonna be coming from outside of you. So going back to that previous example about you having to give a presentation in front of a lot of people. So internally, you might have to face your fear, you might have to face your sense of insecurity, your stage fright, your performance anxiety. All of those are inner things, but there are also going to be external things that you need to take note of, that you need to overcome. Like, it could literally be like, oh, like you need to, like your car is broken and you need to travel 20 miles to the auditorium from your house. I mean, that's like a very literal thing, right? It obviously wouldn't be applicable to all of you, but it's just something like that, something external, something circumstantial that you need to overcome. Because I do see like these wands that are trying to challenge you, these are coming from external forces. And you could be facing some sort of like competition from other people as well. Maybe not everyone's happy that you got this big opportunity to showcase your talent in front of other people. So, and that, I guess, goes back to the message with this feather, like someone you know is undependable and insincere. Like, I personally do not like this type of message, to be honest, but yeah, it is possible that you might be facing some sort of like jealousy, some competition that's not coming from the best place of heart. And you all just need to be careful, like as you navigate this this journey as you try to protect your garden. And that's why it is even more important for you to be at a good place internally, for you to stop your negative thinking pattern, for you to be okay with putting up boundaries and letting people go and letting things go if they no longer serve you. Otherwise, you will not be able to put your best self forward when you deal with these external situations, external forces. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, my dear group number 2s. Let's take a look at your results then. So, if you are to focus on these things, then what results are you gonna get, my dear group number 2s? What results are my dear group number 2s gonna get? So first off, let's see. So for their internal focus, what results will they get? Please, Spirit. For their internal focus, ooh, we have the Emperor. Okay, very cool. Let's see, how about external? What external results will they get from their external focuses? Ooh, wow, okay. Okay, this card, so 2 cards actually fell out together. I feel like taking both of them. We have the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. That's so beautiful. Wow. Okay, so we are, like, y'all are definitely getting some rewards. Like, you're getting big rewards if you are to focus on these things that we talked about. So first off, let's talk about internal things, right? So I feel like you are literally gonna be embodying this Emperor energy if you focus on the things that we were talking about earlier. Like, if you go through with this internal focus within the next 3 months, Emperor is someone who's very determined. This is someone who's very secure and who's okay with putting up boundaries, who's very like just structural, like and rule oriented. And they, like, the Emperor obviously has a really good head on his shoulders, otherwise he wouldn't be the Emperor. And again, like, the Emperor is a divine masculine archetype. So I do feel like for a lot of you, if you go through with this internal focus within the next 3 months, ultimately you're gonna arrive at a stage where you are comfortable with your inner masculine energy. You're gonna be more comfortable with asserting yourselves, with putting up boundaries, with self-discipline. And you're gonna be able to go out there and achieve things that you want as an Emperor. And you're gonna be getting a lot of recognition, a lot of respect for the things that you're gonna be able to do and accomplish. And the Emperor is Aries energy. It's all about that fiery initiation, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And it's like, with the Emperor here, I do feel like you're gonna be more comfortable with embodying the sun energy that we saw earlier. That's where your energies are being drawn towards, literally this current moment as we speak, as you're watching this video. Your energies are already being drawn towards it. And this Emperor is showcasing the kind of results that you will be able to get if you just overcome these internal challenges that you're facing. So very positive results. Like you're gonna feel like the most important thing is that you're gonna feel really grounded and secure within yourselves. Like it's really not about external validations anymore. It's like as an emperor, like imagine how you would feel if you were an emperor, right? Like you're gonna feel incredibly powerful because you know who you are. You are the emperor. And an emperor would have no problem asserting themselves, setting up boundaries, disciplining themselves, disciplining others. It's a very powerful energy that's coming in. And it's really up to you to embrace it. So that's what I'm seeing here. And then speaking of your external focus, like, not gonna lie, I was a little bit taken aback by that Seven of Wands energy, but for your results, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is literally about wish fulfillment. And I was saying earlier with the Seven of Pentacles here, like your garden is blooming. It's just not quite there yet for you to reap the rewards. And now look at all of these cups that you're proudly showcasing to other people. Like these are the rewards that you're getting. So whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, like if you have a wish, if you have something like some ultimate goal that you are working towards, I do think this Nine of Cups is saying that the result will be very positive. Like it would literally be a wish coming true for you. And you're going to be so proud of yourselves. Like you're going to be really proud. You're going to be feeling really emotionally fulfilled. And another thing is that with this Two of Cups, the Two of Cups does remind me of a soulmate union, like a very compassionate, deep soul connection. And I do feel like that's in the cards if that's something you want. Like there might be a connection with another person that's blooming alongside with whatever challenges we talked about earlier, like whatever challenges those are, alongside of overcoming them, you are going to be establishing a really deep, beautiful connection with another person. And again, this does not have to be romantic. If that's not something that you're looking for, then this could literally be any sort of connections. But I do feel like you will not be celebrating alone. When you're celebrating, there's gonna be your friend, your family, your significant other, like just someone else that you can depend on, someone else who is dependable, who is sincere, who's gonna be there to celebrate with you, to share your joy with you. And if for those of you who are looking for a romantic connection, I also feel like perhaps this is saying that when you successfully cut off people in your life that are insincere, that's how you create space for another who's actually authentic, for another person who's genuinely gonna be there for you to come into your life. And this Two of Cups is a really strong confirmation for that as well. So that's what I'm seeing here in terms of the results of your external focus. Yeah, overall, I would say the journey is going to be long. It's going to be tiring. It might be exhausting at some points. It might get quite challenging at some point, but eventually you are going to get really good results. It's going to be worth your while. So that's really beautiful and very promising. Now, before we go, let me just shuffle one more deck to see if Spirit has any additional guidance and or advice for you, my dear group number twos. Okay, let's see. We've got, I think we've got 3 cards that came out together. So let's take all of them. We've got surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Interesting. Okay, like this might be talking about that situation that you had to accept. Because I was talking about this earlier, I felt like it wasn't acceptance coming from a place of peace. It was acceptance coming from a place of resignation and frustration. So if you have any resentment towards the situation, towards a certain person, this is your time to let that go. Spirit saying that. And again, easier said than done. But in order for you to move towards these positivity, in order for you to embody that sun energy, this is what's needed. We have surrender the idea you can fix someone. Okay, so I guess for some of you, this is about a connection of some sort. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Yeah, like with the 5 of Swords, with the Emperor, like earlier we were talking about you being okay with setting up boundaries. You being okay with letting things go, letting people go if they no longer serve you. And I feel like this surrender the idea you can fix someone might be reaffirming that message. If this is an issue that you have identified for yourself, like you would know, I think you would know if you resonate with this, then this is Spirit's message to you. To let that go, let that idea go. And finally, we have surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Yeah, that's a really, really positive and beautiful message that we are ending on. We all have magic in us, and like, this is really Spirit encouraging you to shine like the sun, to share your light with other people. Like, you naturally have that shine. You might have been obscuring it because you do not believe in yourselves, but this is that message for you. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Like, you are worthy just the way you are. You are radiant just the way you are. And once you recognize that, you're going to be in a much more balanced state. You're going to be much more in alignment and in flow with life. So I believe those are all the messages I have for you today, my dear group number 2s. Thank you so much for watching this video, for listening to the readings, and most importantly, for sharing your energies with me. I feel so incredibly honored having been able to channel all of these messages for you, and I do hope that this reading turns out to be helpful for you in any way, shape, or form. If you did resonate with the reading, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you'll never miss a reading that I upload in the future, and please, if you do feel comfortable with sharing, I would love to see your comments. And if you have any particular reading topics that you would love to see more of on this channel, please feel free to leave those down below in the comment section as well. I wish you all the best whenever or wherever you're watching in the world. I hope you experience the most wonderful life journey, and I hope to catch you again very, very soon in the next reading. Bye-bye! Hey loves, if you have chosen the full card along with this piece of citrine point, then this is going to be the reading for you. Welcome. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be starting off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards, consider this part as the general energy check, because I'll be figuring out exactly where your energies are being pulled towards. So if you resonate with this part of the reading, then that's a confirmation for you saying that your intuition has indeed led you to the right reading, and then you can keep on watching. So once we're done going through your energy, I am going to be shuffling some tarot cards to figure out exactly what you should be focused on within the next 3 months, internally versus externally. And after that, we'll also be asking Spirit all about the results that you will be getting from those internal and external focuses. And last but not least, we're going to finish off the readings with some channeled messages, guidance, advice from your spiritual team. So if that all sounded good to you, let's check out your energy cards first. Okay, so first off, we have number 51, Mercury retrograde with reinvention. Okay, well, okay, I'm sensing that maybe y'all have been going through some like small mishaps. Maybe you have had a particularly difficult period of time in this past Mercury retrograde. If you are watching this video when it's first uploaded, because the last Mercury retrograde just ended, I believe, on the 25th of April. So yeah, okay, let's see what else. So we have Mountain Lion with Stalk. Is my pursuit both honorable and focused? Interesting. Okay. Next up, we have Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And then for your tea leaves, we have Hat. You will be playing a different role. And we have Crown. Honor and respect will come to you. Okay, this is very interesting. All right, well, before we dive into the energies of these cards, let me just quickly point out the signs that I am seeing that are standing out to me, so that you can get that extra layer of confirmation as needed. So with the Mercury being present here, I am being reminded of the signs Gemini and Virgo. So those signs might be significant. And well, I guess with Mountain Lion, this is not exactly, Mountain Lion is different from a lion, but well, since it's here, like I'm also kind of being reminded of Leo energy, because yeah, like lion reminds me of Leos, so that could also be a potential energy that's being present here. I'm not getting a lot of different signs for your group specifically, to be honest. So all right, well, with that out of the way, let's just dive right into what we have here with what your energies are being drawn towards currently. So again, as I mentioned earlier, perhaps something happened that has a great impact on you, on your current life within the past couple of weeks, specifically during the period of time when Mercury was retrograding. I believe the last Mercury retrograde happened from the 1st of April to the 25th of April, and there are going to be 2 more Mercury retrogrades within 2024, and I'm pretty sure wait, let me just quickly check, because I don't want to be giving out false information. Okay, well, so the second Mercury retrograde of the year will be happening from the 5th of August to the 28th of August. And the third and the last Mercury retrograde happens between the 25th of November and the 15th of December 2024. So those periods of times might be significant, depending on when you're watching this reading. But I do feel like this is just in general, Mercury retrograde is an energy where everything seems to be going wrong. If you have a feeling that a lot of the things that you are planning on doing has been like they have been going wrong for you, then I would say this is the right group for you. That's not a very nice way to confirm your intuition, but with Mercury retrograde being present, I do feel like there might have been a lot of like miscommunications, misunderstandings, quarrels, conflicts, some form of back and forth, just something not going smoothly here. That's what I'm getting. Like, something is just not being aligned here. And my attention is being drawn to the full card that your group was drawn to when you were selecting from the piles. I do feel like with the full, this might be a situation, like there might be a situation in your life where you have decided to dive right in, where you might have been in a more carefree energy when you're starting off, and maybe you are actually just starting it off now, and later on things might turn out to be more complicated than you thought, or things might turn out to be not as smooth as you thought with this Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is actually a really great period of time for us to reflect, to rethink, to renew, regenerate, and reinvent. So let's say like you are a writer or a creator, you're like creating your own work or something. Mercury retrograde is a great period of time for you to go back to revise the rough draft that you have, or to revise the prototype that you have developed for your product or something like that. It's like an opportunity for you to, instead of trying to push things forward, to sit still and rethink through the gist of things and try to upgrade before you move on. Because Mercury retrograde happens quite often, but it's also usually, it only lasts about say like 3 weeks. So it's not like a major stall. It's more like a smaller mishap. It's more like something that is there to block you, but temporarily. Something that happened to me was that I was trying to export this video that I created on the last day of Mercury retrograde, and I'm pretty sure that was the 25th of April. I was trying to export this video and upload it to YouTube, and literally it took me 3 days to finish exporting that video. Well, partly because it's such a long video, it's over 4 hours. It's a very, very detailed love reading. If you're interested, go check it out. But the thing is, like, I definitely underestimated how much power or how much energy Mercury retrograde has, how much of an impact it can have on all of us. Because previously I was just like, oh yeah, it's the last day of the retrograde, I'm sure it's already mostly gone, but well, like Mercury just proved me wrong, right? But I'm also getting, for a lot of you, this is an energy that is being stalled somehow. Like I can sense that there is something that you really want to achieve, something that you really want to push through, and you've literally been so patient, and you've been very particular about the way you go about things. And that's coming from this mountain line with the stock energy. Like, well, I mean, whenever I see stock, like, I do get reminded of like social media stalker, like, kind of energy. I don't know if you are trying to, I don't know, maybe dig up some old posts from like a person of interest of yours, or just like doing like deep social media research on someone. But well, if that's something that you've been doing, well, then this is the right reading for you. But other than that, with the mountain line, this is a stealth energy. This is someone who's very quiet, who's very particular, careful, and patient when they're hunting. Like, when I say hunting, I mean, like, I'm not saying that you're hunting. I'm saying like you have like a specific target in mind. You have a specific thing that you want to achieve. And you have been, or at least you're drawn to this sort of mountain lion energy where you are acting with a lot of care. You're acting with a lot of just a lot of like, what's the right word here? I feel like it's a little bit hard for me to verbalize the energies of your group, and I wonder if that might be partially your energy as well. Like, perhaps there's something that you are trying to verbalize, there's something that you're trying to communicate, but you're not able to. Or perhaps you have been waiting to receive communication from someone, or just maybe an organization or something, but you haven't heard back. Because there is that, when Mercury retrograde comes up, it is indeed like talking about that sort of miscommunications or missed communications, like something might have got stuck in someone's outbox. Like sometimes that can happen when they're meant to send out an email to you and then it just got stuck in their outbox and they don't realize that you haven't got that email after like 20-30 days. Sometimes that could happen, whether it's in a professional setting or a personal setting. And I feel like there's some sort of like unexpected disappointment as well with this full energy here. Because like this energy and these cards, I feel like they're representing two very different states of mind. So it's kind of like, oh, you're investing your energy freely, you are diving right into something. What you didn't expect might be this difficult energy that later popped up in the process. You might not have expected that you needed to be so laser focused on this target. You might have thought that, oh, it would be fun for me to try this thing out. But now you're kind of like getting into this mountain lion energy where you're very fixated on your goal. You're very particular about this goal, and it might take you a much longer period of time than originally planned to achieve it. And there is a question here. It says, is my pursuit both honorable and focused? So a lot of you might even be questioning yourselves about this particular goal that you have, this particular desire that you have. Or it's almost like this reminds me of someone trying to manifest something, and as they're manifesting during the process, they start to question themselves, and they're like, well, is this actually right for me? Like, is this manifestation actually good for me? Am I gonna be happy about it if I actually get it? Like, there's like doubt coming up. And that leads us to this fear card where it says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, like this again kind of emphasizes to me the fact that you might not be in full alignment with your inner self. You might not be in full alignment with the energy of love. A lot of you might be asking yourselves whether it is right for me to do this, whether it is beneficial for me to do this, instead of asking, is it a loving thing for me to do? A lot of times we're so fixated on figuring out whether something's right or wrong, and we forget to ask ourselves whether by doing that thing we're showing love to ourselves, whether by doing that thing we're showing love to other people around us. And because of that, because of that doubt, you are experiencing some fear, or you are about to experience this feeling of fear. And it's literally you questioning your decision to dive in. You're questioning this innocent, free energy here because of the mishaps that have already happened. And I'm seeing, that's where I'm seeing your energies are being drawn towards. And with this hat and crown here, it's interesting how this crown here kind of looks like a hat as well. So here it says you'll be playing a different role and honor and respect will come to you. I do feel like for a lot of you, you might have been trying to take on a different role in some capacity in your life. Some of you might have just, this is very specific, but I do hear that some of you might have just become a parent or a parental figure for someone else, for younger person. And or it doesn't necessarily have to be that, oh, you're about to become a parent. It might also be just that you are taking on a role where you will be having more responsibilities, where you'll have more seniority over other people. Your words are gonna weigh more when you give your words. They're gonna, people are going to place more weight on your words when they're making decisions because of the position that you're holding, or because of the position that you're about to hold, because of this role that you're playing. So you could be, say, getting a promotion at work, or taking up a leadership role at a club. I'm hearing senior. I don't know if maybe some of you are in your senior year at school, or just that you're gonna get this honor and respect. It might have something to do with your seniority in an organization or in a situation. In a certain journey in your life, you are advancing more than other people, and that's why you are getting this different role. You're getting different expectations, and perhaps because of those expectations being placed on you, because of that role that you're playing, you're kind of not fully confident in your ability. You're feeling this almost stage fright or performance anxiety because of that. So that's what I'm feeling for a lot of you. And I believe that would conclude the energy check portion for your reading. Hopefully that resonated for you. If it didn't, maybe try out a different pile or just go watch a different reading or do something else productive with your life. But now let's get into your tarot and see within the next 3 months where should your focus be placed. So like what should you be focused on within the next 3 months? First, let's check out what you should be focused on internally. So for my dear group number 3s, what should they be focused on internally within the next 3 months for their highest and best good? We have the Page of Wands, something you're passionate about. And let's get another card. So what should my dear group number 3s be focused on internally for their highest and best good? Please, Spirit, what should my group number group number 3s be focused on internally? And we have the Four of Wands. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've got some ideas, but let's shuffle the cards for your external focus as well, and then we're gonna get into that, deciphering all of the information. Let's see. So for my dear group number 3s, what should I be focused on externally within the next 3 months for their highest and best good? What should I be focused on externally for their highest and best good within the next 3 months? Wow, powerful energy here. We got the Wheel of Fortune, and let's get one more, please, Spirit. What should my group number 3s be focused on externally for their highest and best good? And we have the Queen of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Okay, wow. We've got some beautiful energies here for both your internal and your external focuses. And I love how we have both Wands cards for your internal focus, because Wands are all about, excuse me, Wands are all about passion, inspiration, taking inspired actions. It's something coming from your heart. So I do feel like these two cards here are really fitting when we're trying to figure out what your internal focus should be. With the Page of Wands, I feel like this is like a new journey, a new inner journey that you'll be embarking on. You're really going to be drawn to something. You might be drawn to something new. You might be drawn to new experiences. You might be drawn to self-development, self-improvement sort of work, inner work, shadow work, whatever you want to call it. Like, I see that there is a new beginning for you. And this might be a journey that you have already been on for a while, and now you're just stepping into a new stage of that journey. And with the Four of Wands here, Four of Wands, it's about happiness, it's about celebration. And I do feel like this is Spirit affirming that you have been through a lot. And within the next 3 months, you really should be focused on congratulating yourselves, on just relishing in your successes and celebrating yourselves. It's almost like you might not have spent that much time celebrating your own achievements, especially in regards to your inner state, like your mental state, your emotional peace, your maturity, your spirituality, like all of those things that happen internally within us. Those things take a lot of work, and it is quite easy for someone to dismiss their own progress after a period of hard work. Like when you've done a lot of inner work, you might feel like, oh, I still have a long way to go. I still have so much healing to do. I still have so many limiting beliefs that I need to get rid of. But by repeating those things to yourselves, you might be forgetting to recognize and to celebrate the achievements that you've already had so far. Like you have already shed so much old skin. You have already let go of so many unhealthy habits. You have already stopped believing in a lot of limiting beliefs. And because of that, as you are having this level up moment, as you're stepping into this new journey, you should give yourself recognitions for the things that you have already done. Because the Page of Wands comes after the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, like from Ace to 10, that's already a complete journey. And when you start off with the Page, that's like a level up. That's a new journey for you. But don't forget that you have completed a portion of your journey already. And maybe it's time for you to give yourselves that recognition. And another interpretation that I have here is this might, again, has something to do with child or children, because Page of Wands, a page does remind me of someone, a younger person, or a little one. And the Four of Wands reminds me of family. So you might be called to cultivate your connection with your children, if you have children, or you might be called to connect with your inner child, your inner children. We can have multiple inner children. A lot of times people might assume that we only have one singular inner child, but actually we could have millions of inner children. Because whenever we experience something significant, especially trauma, like if you've had a lot of traumatic moments in the past, then each of those moments, you could potentially find an inner child being stuck at that past moment. And you might have had like multiple, like many of those moments, and therefore you might have many inner children that you need to connect with. And I do think that it is important for you to focus on cultivating that connection with your inner child or your inner children, because that's going to help you move even further into a really bright future. Like when you collect all the missing pieces from the past, when you integrate all of your healed inner children within yourselves, that's what makes you more grounded in the present. And that's what I'm seeing within your inner focus for the next 3 months. And then externally as well, I do think that whatever this Mercury retrograde situation is, it's going to change really soon. The Wheel of Fortune, like, it means that things are out of your hands. So really within the next 3 months, there might not be a ton for you to do to change your external circumstances, because luck is on your side and the Wheel of Fortune is moving forward for you. Things are happening for you. So you don't necessarily, I don't see a lot of hard work within the next 3 months. It's more about you putting yourself in the flow, making sure that your energies are aligned with the divine plan, making sure that you are receiving messages from your higher selves, from your spirit guides, and making sure that you are letting things unfold naturally at their own pace. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is really connected with Mother Earth. She is someone who's very nurturing, who is very generous in terms of sharing her wealth with other people, taking care of the people around her while enjoying her own abundance. And this is a relatively slower moving energy as well. So again, I do not see you guys working your asses off within the next 3 months. I see that you have cultivated this abundance for yourselves, and within the next 3 months, externally, you're being called to focus on enjoying the wealth, the abundance that you have created, recognizing that whatever you desire, you already have those things within you, and recognizing that you have the capabilities of taking care of yourselves and taking care of your loved ones. And again, like, this is a very specific message, but Queen of Pentacles is the queen that reminds me of a mother the most. Out of the 4 queens within tarot, Queen of Pentacles does give me like the most motherly vibes. So, and we were talking about children earlier. So if that is something that that's in your life, if that's something that you resonate with, then I am seeing that within the next 3 months, your external focus might be your role being that providing, caring, nurturing parent. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about you being a parent to a child. It could also be about you reparenting yourself, you taking care of yourself, and just really immerse yourself into a good self-care routine so that you can fully enjoy the abundance and the material wealth that you have created for yourselves. And again, like the Wheel of Fortune being here, being in the upright position in your reading, I do take this as a very, very positive sign. So whatever difficult energies you've been experiencing in your external circumstances, I do think they'll dissipate. They will move away. Like, they are temporary problems, and they will go away very soon. I see those energies leaving you. So that's very reassuring. Now, I want to figure out what kind of results you can expect to achieve with your inner focus and your external focus. So what would be the result that my group 3s can achieve with their inner focus here within the next 3 months, please, Spirit? What result can my group number 3s expect? We have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. How about their external focus? What result could my group number 3s expect with their external focus, with this Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Pentacles? What can they expect? Let's see. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, interesting. So with your inner focus, with the result being the 4 of Pentacles, I see a lot of security. The number 4 reminds me of stability and structure. And the 4 of Pentacles being the earth energy, it is again a very grounded, a relatively slower moving energy. And it is reminding me of a well-made investment, like something, like there's like a guaranteed return. The return might not be something that's staggering, not with the 4 of Pentacles, but it's something that is very stable, that could create like a recurring source of income, if we're talking about investments here. But with your inner focus, I do feel like this is more about your investment within yourselves. And when you are taking proper care of yourselves, when you are recognizing your own potentials, when you are embracing your passion, and when you're taking actions from an inspired place, you are guaranteed with success. And a lot of you, if you have been struggling with feeling insecure, and we literally had the fear card here, right? I feel like the insecurity, the fear, just overall, like the doubt of yours, I see you moving out of those energies. And I see you grounding yourselves in and being more connected with the Mother Earth as well. I see that you are more connected with the physical world. I see you being more connected with your body. And that is, it's just very, like, you're heavily protected as well. Because the Four of Pentacles, again, this is a personal interpretation, but sometimes it does remind me of your spirit team protecting you. You're being protected by divine forces, guardian angels, just higher powers. They're all around you. And again, you are guaranteed success with this Four of Pentacles here. And then with your external focus, with the result being the Queen of Swords, I do think that your mind will be clear. You'll be able to make decisions very swiftly from a place of logic. And I could also hear that your performance or someone else's performance is satisfactory, because the Queen of Swords reminds me of someone who has really high standards, both for herself and for other people. So with the Queen of Swords being here, I see that something or someone is turning out to be in a way that makes you feel satisfied, that meets your standards. So it is very likely that if you've previously experienced some form of mishaps with that Mercury retrograde being present in your reading, I do see that moving away. I do see the blocks being moved away, being dissolved, and there is going to be a very clean slate. There's going to be a very clear, focused path ahead of you with as a result of your external focus. There's also something about if you are learning something, like for the new role that we were talking about, if you're required to learn something, if you needed to master a new skill, I do see you achieving that. I do see you achieving your goals with this Queen of Swords as well. Because the Queen of Swords reminds me of someone who's a master of skills, who's a master of intelligence. So there is that message coming through for you as well. Very interesting. Yeah, I think that's about it. And now I want to move on to an oracle deck to see whether Spirit has any additional guidance and or advice for you, my dear group number 3s. So let's see what Spirit has for you. We have surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Oh, remember earlier when I was doing the energy check for you guys, I was like, oh yeah, like it's really hard for me to verbalize what I was trying to say. And I was getting that perhaps there's some form of like communication problems between you and another person or another party. And I feel like this surrender defensiveness might be referring to that energy. Like whether you're being defensive or someone else is being defensive, this is kind of that reminder from spirit, especially if it's you having acted in a more defensive way. This is a reminder for you to drop that so that things can move forward. Let's see. What else, Spirit? What else do you have for my dear group number 3s in terms of your guidance and advice? Okay, let's see. We have surrender outdated beliefs about yourself, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past, then you can own your power and soar in your life. We did talk about you shedding old skins, you letting go of old limiting beliefs, and you doing a lot of inner work. So I do think that if you have already done a lot of work, Spirit is recognizing you for having done that. They're saying, great job, keep it up, keep it going. Don't give up on this journey of improving yourselves. And if you still have certain outdated beliefs about yourself, and they're originated from the past, then obviously focus on your inner child work, focus on your shadow work, and make sure that you are surrendering those beliefs as well. That is a very positive message as well. And then we have surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Yeah, like I'm also feeling like, well, first off, these two cards came out together. So I do think that for a lot of you, Spirit is suggesting that perhaps pick up a regular meditation routine would be helpful in terms of you letting go of those outdated beliefs. And another thing is that I feel like things are going to be quiet for a while for you. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Pentacles, we were talking about how I don't see this being a period of time where you need to do a lot of work externally. Like there might be certain periods of quietness, of silence, and just be with it instead of trying to push too hard, if that makes sense. So like I'm also feeling like if you're in communication with another person and they haven't been the most responsive, I'm also hearing that Spirit is saying just let them be. Like this is not a time for you to push on that particular communication. Surrender to silence. Let it be for a while and then things will change. Because again, with that Mercury retrograde, if there is miscommunication somewhere, if there is any missed communication, it's not going to take that long for them to come around, because Mercury retrograde usually only lasts about 3 weeks. So surrender to silence while it lasts, because it wouldn't necessarily last too long. So I believe those are all the messages that I have for you today, my dear group number 3s. Thank you so much for being here, for watching this reading, for listening, for sharing your energies with me. I feel incredibly honored having been able to channel all of these messages for you, and I do hope that this reading turned out to be helpful for you in some way, shape, or form. If you did resonate with the reading, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you'll never miss a reading that I upload in the future. And please, if you do feel comfortable sharing your thoughts, I would love to see your comments. And also, if you have any particular reading topics that you would love to see more of on this channel, please leave your suggestions down below. I do check your comments regularly. And with that, I'm sending you a lot of love, a lot of well wishes, and I wish you the best life journey whenever and wherever you're watching. And I hope to catch you again very, very soon in the next reading. Bye bye! Hey loves, if you have chosen the High Priestess card along with this piece of lapis lazuli point, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome. As I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be starting off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. As you can see here, this would be essentially an energy check for all of you, where I'll be figuring out where your energies are currently being drawn towards. Before we dive into what exactly you should be focused on within the next 3 months. So if you do resonate with this part of the reading, that means your intuition has led you to the right reading and you can just keep on watching. And then after we are done with the energy check, I'm gonna be shuffling tarot to find out exactly what you should be focused on within the next 3 months, internally versus externally. And then I'm gonna be using tarot to again check what results you can expect to get from your internal focus and your external focus. And last but not least, we're gonna finish off the reading with getting some key messages and advice or guidance from your spirit team. So if that all sounded good to you, let's get through to your oracle cards. So first off, we have number 48 with Yod, Destiny. Powerful energy that we're starting off with. I don't see this card very often, to be honest, even though I use this deck quite often. So, wow. Next up, we have Notice with Crow. What can I learn from observation? And then we have Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And last but not least, your group got 4 tea leaf cards. My intention was to shuffle for only 2, but I did feel called to take all of them. So let's see what you have. We're starting off with Happiness. That's beautiful. Okay. We got a month card as well. We got January. So you might be born in January, or someone important might be born in January, or something important might have happened in January. Let's see. Next up, we have older woman, dealings or relationships with an older woman. So yeah, maybe this is a person who's born in January. And then we have Harp, great happiness. We have happiness twice. And we have double H's here. So I don't know, maybe your name starts with an H. It could be someone's initials. Some places initial might be an H. I don't know. Holland. Or yeah. Okay, never mind. So before we get started, I've been doing this for all the groups. I'm just gonna name the signs that I am seeing, so that for those of you who need that extra layer of confirmation, you can claim the signs as needed. But again, you don't have to have any of the signs or those placements for the reading to resonate. So with the January, this is reminding me of Capricorn energy. So you might be a Capricorn, or you might have Capricorn placements. With this Yod card, we have number 48. Number 48 reduces to 12, which then reduces to 3. So those would be, well, 12 reminds me of the Hanged One or the Hanged Man card, and that's associated with Pisces energy. And the number 3 is the Empress, and that's associated with Taurus. And then with the High Priestess card that y'all were drawn to when you were selecting your groups, I'm feeling like there's more Cancer energy with this card. So Cancer, Moon, that kind of energy. And I believe those are all the signs that I am sensing, that's standing out to me. So again, just take it as confirmation if needed. And now let's dive right into the meanings of your cards. So, wow, like group number 4 is y'all are my spiritual group, I feel like. So I've been doing readings for a while. Like I posted some readings on YouTube already, and I feel like every time there's always one group, at least one group, that's giving really heavy spiritual, psychic, empath, light workers vibes. And I feel like group number 4 today, like y'all are my spiritual group. I'm getting pretty heavy psychic abilities vibe from you all. So I don't know if maybe you have a certain spiritual practice, or maybe you work in something that has to do with spirituality. It's just that it seems like a lot of you might be really deep into the spiritual world. Like you might know a lot about tarot, about divination, like different arts of divination, different ways of fortune telling, reading natal charts, etc. And yeah, like doing psychic channeling or all that sort of stuff. So with the Yod card, I'm getting honestly black sheep energy. So you might be a black sheep of some sort in your family or in your community, or in your culture. There's something unique about you, and I don't think that's something newly founded. With this Yod card and also the High Priestess card that you were drawn to, I do feel like this energy has been around you for quite a long time. I know when I shuffled the cards, my intention was to figure out where your energies are currently drawn towards. So it is possible that this sort of energy might be particularly strong around you at the current moment, or it might be getting very much stronger in the near future. But I also do feel like these things are not exactly new to you. Like you might have felt different before. You might have felt different, like for some of you, maybe for your entire lives, like you might have felt different because of the things you can do, or because of the things that you were drawn to. So that is one thing that's coming through quite strongly. And also with the Yod card here with the keyword destiny, I do think that in some aspect of your life, and I feel like most of you would be aware of this, but it's like in some aspect of your life, or just in your life in general, destiny is playing a heavy hand currently. You might feel the tide of the waves of destiny turning even as you're watching this reading. Like there's just something deep at work here. With the High Priestess is someone who's incredibly intuitive. Like she knows things. She knows everything, past, present, and future. And she's so in tune with the divine that she doesn't have to ask for answers. Like answers just come to her. So I do feel like a lot of you might have really heightened psychic abilities recently, or you might have been receiving a lot of downloads, and your senses are being sharpened as well. With the crow, crow reminds me of magic. And I do feel like, I don't know if you practice magic or at least you believe in it. Like there's just a lot of things in this reading that makes me feel like, oh, you're a really magical group of beings. And with crow, with notice here, I do feel like your senses are being heightened. Like you're getting really good at observing your surroundings, or you might have always been good at observing your surroundings and getting hidden messages, hidden information from your surroundings. Again, getting a lot of downloads from the source, from your spirit teams. Crow makes me think of communications between the land of the living and the land of the dead. So I feel like there might be a heavy presence of your ancestors. Like there might be maybe one of your spirit guides is your ancestor or a passed on family member, like an older passed on family member. Could be a grandparent. Like with the older woman here, like I'm definitely getting grandma energy, or just like a female ancestor from your lineage. It's like you're getting a lot of information from this particular being. And you might have recently experienced a loss. If you've lost a family member, I feel like there's a message saying that they're always gonna be around you. They're not leaving you behind. Their love is always gonna be part of you as well. Because Yod does sometimes makes me think of a profound loss of some kind. And it's a destined event. Like things were predetermined. Something that has happened to you recently might have been a predetermined, a fixed event. But at the same time, I'm seeing that your energies, like your vibrations, are just really, really high. Like your heart chakra at the moment might be quite open. Like this green color on the gratitude card reminds me of a heart chakra being activated. And we have pink here. Pink and green are the two colors for heart chakras. So yeah, like I do feel like for a lot of you, even though you might have experienced something like a loss or a disappointment of some sort, your energy is really pure. Your energy is not being tainted by the sadness or grief. You're very much in an energy of gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. It's like gratitude is one of the emotions that has like the higher vibrations, if you believe in vibrations. And I am seeing here that you have a really protected, a really well-rounded energy, and it's very attractive. Like people are gonna get attracted to you because of your energy, because of this like really positive energy that's literally radiating from you. And we did have happiness twice. So I would say that if you're not feeling this happiness right now, then you're definitely on your way to pursuing it. You're definitely on your way to pursuing this ultimate sense of happiness, of peacefulness, of fulfillment. And like there is a really profound sense of peace that comes with this happiness. It's not like you're getting really, say, like just hyped up because you've had alcohol or because you've done something that's super stimulating. This happiness what I am sensing, it's something that's more subtle. That's a lot more peaceful. And there's a sense of contentment there. It's like a quiet sense of happiness. It's not loud. It is not like, oh, we're gonna go out and party sort of happiness. Like, it's less about the excitement, which is usually fleeting. It's something a lot more long lasting, which is very interesting. So, and with the older woman here, like, I'm feeling like you have learned your lessons. You're gaining some sort of wisdom internally. You're maturing as well. So if that's your energy, if you resonate with that, then that means you have found the right place. I have a sense that most of you have definitely found the right place with how hyper intuitive you are. But that concludes the energy check portion of this reading. Now let me shuffle your tarot and see what your inner focus should be within the next 3 months for your highest and best good, my dear group number 4s. So Spirit, for my dear group number 4s, what should they be focused on internally within the next 3 months for their highest and best good? We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. Let's get another card. What should my group number 4s be focused on internally within the next 3 months for their highest and best good? Please, Spirit. Wow, we have the Magician. Really, really powerful energy here, my dear group number 4s. Okay, let's shuffle for your external focus as well, and then we're gonna get into the cards. So, Spirit, what should my dear group number 4s be focused on externally within the next 3 months for their highest and best good? What should my dear group number 4s be focused on externally for their highest and best good in the next 3 months? Oops. We have the 3 of Pentacles, and let's get another one. Spirit, what should my group number 4s be focused on externally within the next 3 months for their highest and best good? And we have the Fool card. Whoa. Beautiful, beautiful energies here. I feel like a lot of you might be starting a new journey within the next 3 months, both internally and externally. So let's take a look at what you should be focused on internally first, with the 5 of Wands in reverse and the Magician in the upright. So the 5 of Wands in reverse, when it comes to your internal focus, this reminds me of someone trying to sort out their priorities. This reminds me of someone getting rid of distractions and aligning their focus with something that they really want. Wands is fire energy, and fire energy is all about passion and inspiration and excitement. And I feel like with the 5 of Wands in reverse, it's like maybe previously your heart might have been drawn to different directions. You were attracted to different things, different people, different places. And with the 5 of Wands in reverse, as a focus, I do feel like this is Spirit saying that within the next couple of months, you should be focused on sorting out your alignment. You should be focused on getting a sense of what is that thing that attracts you the most. Essentially making a decision. Like, instead of having your energies being kind of messy and all over the place, like instead of you being pulled towards all kinds of directions, you're being called to focus on one direction. you're being focused on maintaining a sense of inner peace. So instead of having all of these different energies competing for your attention, Spirit is saying that within the next 3 months, you really need to focus on sorting out what it is that you want to focus on the most. What it is that you feel drawn to the most at this moment, so that you can really pour your energy and time into that thing. With the Magician here, again, like magician is someone who's mastered all 4 elements: the fire, the water, the air, and the earth. Like, this is someone who really knows what they're doing. And I do think that within the next 3 months, you'll benefit a lot from sorting out your internal priorities and getting a sense of what you are trying to manifest into your reality. Because the Magician is all about being creative and manifesting that dream life. And with this being an internal focus, I do think there is an energetic alignment that you need to spend more time getting to in order for you to embody this really creative energy. Especially if you are into manifestations, if you believe in manifestations, I do think that this is going to be a really great time for you to manifest things that you want. But before you can do that, you need to make sure that your energies are all moving towards the same direction. So, for an example, like, if your ultimate goal is to manifest a fulfilling career, but you haven't figured out what career you're the most drawn to. Like, you might have thought about, oh, like I could be a doctor because I like helping people, or I could be a lawyer because I'm really good at memorizing different laws. Like that's probably like a really weird example, but well, let's just say that, right? Like, you have many different options and you're good at many different things. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're really talented. You are definitely good at multiple different things. And because of that, it is a little bit hard for you to focus your energy on manifesting that exact thing that's going to bring you the most fulfillment. And within the next 3 months, I see that Spirit is calling you to make sure that you get to the bottom of your heart, you sit still with yourself to solve this energetic mess first, so that you can move into this Magician energy, so that you can bring things from your imaginations into the 3D realities. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of what you should be focused on internally. And then externally here, we have the 3 of Pentacles and we have the Fool card. So 3 of Pentacles is a card that makes me think of collaboration, that makes me think of community and group work. So if there's something that you are trying to create, if there is something that you're trying to bring into your reality that needs some sort of collaborative effort, I do think that should be your focus within the next 3 months. Like, you need to work together with the people around you, making sure that you're receiving the help as you need in order for you to bring that thing into fruition. It could be a work project, it could be a school project, or it could literally be like a hobby of yours. It could be many, many different things for many of you. But the thing is, I do see that the key to making things run smoothly is that you being open to sharing your ideas with other people, you being open to asking and receiving help from other people. And there is going to be a collaborative effort that's going to be put into this thing that's eventually going to bring this creation into reality. And with the Three of Pentacles, I also feel like if you are working towards creating material wealth, if you're working towards essentially up-leveling your material conditions and accumulating more abundance, I feel like Spirit is saying that you are not going to be on this journey by yourself. Like, even though maybe you're trying to create personal wealth, like, you're still gonna need a supportive community. You're still gonna need a supportive group of colleagues who are gonna be there to lend you their strength so that everyone can move towards the same direction and go on to achieve a collective goal. So that's what I'm seeing here with the Three of Pentacles. And I do think that perhaps this collaborative effort is going to lead to you being able to dive in to a completely new journey with the Fool card. With the Fool, like, this is the first card of the major arcana, and when we're talking about tarot, we all, like, sometimes we refer to the term the Fool's journey, and it's like the Fool is that person who is just getting started on a new exciting thing, on a new exciting adventure that's filled with unknowns. But the Fool is not afraid of what's coming. The Fool is not afraid of the challenges. Like, even sometimes the Fool card gives me a sense that this person might not even be aware of what challenges lay ahead. They're just there enjoying themselves. There's a very innocent and fearless energy in this card. So I do think that for a lot of you, you would need to embody the energy of the Fool in some aspect of your life. And perhaps for some of you, you could be starting to work on a new project, or you could literally be starting a new job altogether. You're starting to do something that's going to bring you great fulfillment, but also comes with certain risks as well. And with that, I do think that you need to use your intuition. You need to use your heightened senses to collect information, messages from your surrounding environment to make sure you're walking down the right path. But at the same time, I also feel like Spirit is affirming to you that yes, you are walking down the right path if you follow your heart. If you follow what you're passionate about, you're always going to be led down to the right track. And there are no wrong turns. That's what I'm hearing. So this is like a really refreshing beginning. And for a lot of you, I do think that externally you should just focus on pouring all of your energies, pouring your time and effort into whatever this new journey is for you. Because ultimately, it's going to bring you great fulfillment. It's going to bring you great happiness. And you're going to need all your senses and all your efforts in place so that you can navigate the path ahead. Because this is a path that's going to lead you down to fulfillment, but it's also going to be tricky, at least in some parts. And you're going to need your wits. That's what I'm hearing, which is very interesting. Okay, well, I want to figure out what results you can expect from these internal focus and external focus. So, Spirit, for my group number 4s, what results can they expect from their internal focus with the reversed 5 of Wands and the Magician? What result can they expect within the next 3 months? What result can they expect to get from this focus? Please, Spirit. The Moon card flashed itself to me a little bit earlier, but it did not fall out. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Okay, let's see. How about your external focus? What can my dear group number 4s expect from their external focus with this 3 of Pentacles and the Fool card? What can they expect? What results can my dear group number 4s expect? Oof. Alright, this one dropped onto the floor and we got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, we were talking about fulfillment and here it is. Alright, cool. Now, let's first talk about this 7 of Swords in reverse. I feel like the 7 of Swords in reverse is talking about a misconception being dispelled, or some sort of tricky, it could talk about some sort of tricky situation being solved, like something that's previously obscured, something that's previously hidden, being exposed and being brought into the light. Which makes a lot of sense because we were talking about you getting your energies in alignment and finding that thing that really draws you in, that you should be laser focused on. And I feel like the result you can expect from that effort is exactly that you are going to be able to see things from a much clearer perspective. You're going to be able to see things that were previously hidden from you. And I feel like these things were previously hidden from you not because you were unaware of them. It's more like they were already there in the peripheral of your consciousness. It's just that you've never really brought them into focus before. Intrinsically, you already know, but you just needed that bit of effort to bring those things into focus, into the forefront of your mind. And the swords is air energy. Like, that's all about our intelligence, our mind, our thoughts. So your thoughts are gonna be clear, that's for sure. You're gonna see things clearly from a very logical standpoint as well. And then in terms of the result you can expect from your external focus, well, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is very, very straightforward. It's all about generational wealth. It's about long-term legacy. It's about material abundance and happiness. And I was talking about you potentially working on like creating personal wealth, accumulating material abundance. And if that's something that you've been looking to do for yourselves, then this is definitely the confirmation that whatever you've put your effort into, whatever you are about to put your effort into, is going to lead to a very satisfactory result where you will be receiving a lot of abundance. And this is not temporary either, because the Ten of Pentacles is really giving a long-term, solid, very secure sort of energy. This is something that could literally be passed down to multiple generations. It is going to be beyond your imagination, like the amount of wealth and abundance that you would be able to create out of this, out of your journey. And this could also indicate a family, if that's something that's been that you have in mind currently. That could be something for you as well. I do see that within the Ten of Pentacles, it could be indicative of a really happy, fulfilling family life. And that is very beautiful as well. So yeah, I believe those would be the results for you, my dear group number 4s, with your internal and external focuses. Now, before we wrap up the reading, I did want to shuffle another oracle deck to see whether Spirit has any guidance and or advice for you. And we have this card falling out immediately. It says surrender to Spirit. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let Spirit work its magic for you. And yeah, exactly. That's what manifestations are all about, right? Once you're done with the work, once you're done imagining, aligning your energy with your manifestation, then you turn it over. You let go of the result. You let go of your attachment to the result, and then you turn it over to Spirit. I feel like this is really resonating well with that Magician energy. It's like you're gonna create and then you turn it over to Spirit so that the thing can grow, so that the thing can be manifested into reality. And then we have, whoa, okay, that card just flew across the room. We have surrender your addictions. Whether you are addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Okay, well, this is another message. I feel like this could be related to the Yod card. I did not mention this earlier, and I guess it is coming back to remind me. So the Yod card sometimes could be indicative of certain health issues. And here we have surrender or addictions. I feel like if you do have certain physical issues that are caused by addictions or overworking, etc., this is Spirit saying that you would need to surrender those things before you can embrace the more positive energies that are coming your way. Before you can create more things for yourselves, you have to make sure that you are at a really good place, whether that's mentally or physically or spiritually. Like, you need to make sure that all things are aligned so that you can move forward with confidence and peace. And let's get one more card, please, Spirit, for my dear group number 4s. What additional guidance and or advice do you have for my dear group number 4s? Oops. Okay. Yeah, and we have surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Okay, well, we did get a couple of different messages about manifestations. So, this is another confirmation that if you have been trying to manifest something, then it is coming to you. Great happiness is coming to you. It just might not arrive at the time that you're expecting. Like, again, I know sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating when you get this sort of message. At least I know that I get really frustrated when I hear the words divine timing, because I'm just like, well, divine timing when? But again, that's just us being human beings, like being our impatient selves. But really, sometimes it does take time for your 3D reality to shift, even though your manifestations might be already in the works in the 5D reality. So I believe those are all the messages that I have for you today, my dear group number 4s. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video, for listening to the reading, and most importantly, for sharing your energies with me. I feel incredibly honored having been able to channel all of these messages for you, my dear group number 4s. I do hope that the reading turns out to be helpful in some way, shape, or form. If you did resonate with the reading, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you'll never miss a reading that I upload in the future. And please, if you do feel comfortable sharing, then I would love to see your comments. And if you have any particular reading topics you would love to see more of on this channel, please leave your suggestions down below in the comment section as well. I'm sending you so much love, happiness, and I really hope you have the best life journey. And I hope to see you again very soon in the next reading. Bye bye!